So now we start day 5 of our trip, which is pretty much a free day just walking around Kyoto seeing some sights. So we walked around, saw a motorcycle, saw a Daihatsu, we saw a guy with a rickshaw, and we saw some school kids drunk on orange juice tripping over steps into a store. We were on our way to Kyomizudera, which is this shrine on top of a mountain, which is known for people jumping off trying to commit suicide, but it has a really high shrine, and if you go all the way up, there's this little love shrine thing that has 2 rocks about 80 meters from each other, and apparently if you can walk from one to the other while closing your eyes, you'll find love. But before we got to Kyomizudera, there was this little shopping area where there was these 2 big ice cream things, the green one, which I don't know what flavor that was, and a vanilla one. We saw this Studio Ghibli store, which you could see by the Ponyo and Totoro plushies on the sign. And there you could see the Kyomizudera in the distance. So once we got there, there were these pagoda shrine looking thingies, which I thought were interesting, so I took pictures of them. And then there was a 500 yen, which is like $5. There was a 500 yen entrance fee to get a ticket, and then you walk into the main place. From the shrine, you got a nice view of like the city of Kyoto and that little tower thing, which I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I'll look into that later. So we finally got to the famous love shrine place, and it was filled with talismans that had horoscopes and your signs on it, and there was this place where you could put in money and pray that hopefully you'd find love soon, and it was filled with things like that. There was also this ominous, huge, scary bunny with red eyes just staring at you. I don't know the backstory behind this or why it was there, but it was kind of freaky. And then we got to this waterfall type place. It had 3 spouts of water flying off of an edge, and then you got the little cups attached to a long stick, and then you got your cup, pointed it out, and tried to catch some of the water in the cup and then drink it, and apparently either get good luck or some wish comes true or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but there was a really long line, so I guess it's pretty famous. So you get a cup on a stick, reach out, get some water, drink it, good stuff happens. So just as we were about to leave, we met up with this group of Japanese schoolboys who were trying to learn English. So they tried to talk to us in English, and we were talking to them in Japanese, and we had this nice English-Japanese conversation going on, and we took pictures with them, and then there's me in the corner with my gray shirt, sweaty, my backpack, holding up the peace sign with my friends and the Japanese people who are talking to us. So as you go down, there's a whole bunch of shacks that have this special candy, and it had this name, and they said it so many times, and I forgot what the name was, and it's kind of frustrating me, and I can't find it on the internet or anywhere. But it had this special name, and you can get free samples of it along the route down as you're leaving Kyomizudera. There's a whole bunch of people with free samples, and they give you a cup of cold green tea, and it tastes really good. It's like this like gelatin type thing with a little like banana or fruity paste inside, and it's really good, but I don't remember what it was called. So I saw a whole bunch of pictures of them, or I got a whole bunch of pictures of them because the lighting in the candy store was so good, and this is just camera talk and it doesn't matter to you, so let's continue. And here I see that candy I was talking to you about. I see a ramune flavor, which I don't get. Is ramune fruit or something? Because I know ramune is a type of soda with the little marbly thing, but how do you have that flavor of this? That confuses me. Okay, let's continue. So they had a whole bunch of other candy, like pressed powdery flour thingies, and more of the little pasty things with the filling and stuff. And then we went to another gift shop, which was which was selling stuff like chopsticks and little doll things, and phone charms with Lilo and Stitch on it, because apparently Lilo and Stitch is very popular in Japan. Like in America, they had 1 or 2 movies, and then that was pretty much the end of it. Maybe they repeated them. They're still loving Lilo and Stitch now in Japan. They have like animes about Lilo and Stitch, and they have phone charms, and it's everywhere. So more dolls, chopsticks. So this street is where we caught our first glimpse of sky in Japan, because since we got here, up to this point, it was all cloudy and rainy and ugly, so this was amazing. Japanese sky, well, it's the same as normal sky, but it's the first time we saw sky. And I just saw this Alfa Romeo, and I thought I should take a picture of it because you might know, I'm a big fan of cars, and I watch Top Gear a lot, and they say you cannot be a true petrol head, which is like a gearhead, if you live in America. You cannot be a true petrol head unless you've owned an Alfa Romeo, and I have never seen an Alfa Romeo anywhere. Well, actually, I've seen one in Washington, D.C. outside Alpha Spider, but other than that, I have never seen an Alfa Romeo in America. But here, they're a lot more common, so just saved a picture of one. So as you walk down the street to go somewhere else, saw some election posters, because apparently there's an election going on. There was some paper lanterns, and we met some geisha. And again, I forgot a name, because there's a name for a geisha from Kyoto, and they apparently don't like being called geisha, because geisha are from Tokyo, and they don't like being mixed up, but I forgot that name too. I'm forgetting everything. So they were really nice to talk to us, walked around, and then they bowed and left. So after we left the shrine, we went to this traditional shopping district area, which was like this long alley with colorful light stained window things on the roof, and they had a whole bunch of stalls of people selling food and like sushi and fruits and fish and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I actually had lunch there, and I had a kitsune soba, which is some soba with a piece of fried tofu on top and some green onions and a spoon. It was pretty good, and I finished it in like 2 seconds. It was delicious. And that restaurant actually had a whole bunch of little Mario Kart figures like scattered around the restaurant, which I thought was kind of cool that they were fans of Mario Kart, because I love Mario Kart. And wait, I just noticed something. What is that weird green thing behind Peach? I haven't noticed that until now. It's like this weird green thing on an ATV, a gold ATV, staring down Peach like she's about to kill her. What is that? So we went around, saw more stuff, fish, fried thing with green stuff on. I don't know what that was. Another fried thing with bacon around it. That looks delicious. Some cucumbers on a stick, and a fisheye. And then we got over to this stall thing. It was this big tub. It had something in it, and it was smeared in this brown stuff. It looked kind of like peanut butter. And I took a picture of the sign for anyone who can read this. If anyone can, like, tell me what it means. But it just looks like, it kind of looks like whole eggplants covered in peanut butter. I was confused, so I took a lot of pictures of it. I don't get what it is. I can spot some of the kanji there, but I can only spot the numbers, so I think it's price. But other than that, I don't have the slightest clue what this stuff is. So if anyone can shed any light on this, please do. So then we over to another shack. We saw some sushi for 800 yen a roll, and another thing of sushi, which was like 1,200 yen for one piece, which is kind of expensive. But yeah. And then we walked over, and then we got to a like modern style mall thing. And while we were here, I went to my first Japanese arcade. I tried to take a picture, and I got yelled at by some manager guys, so I didn't take any pictures there. But while I was there, I played Tekken 6, and I got beat so bad by this Japanese businessman just casually smoking, playing his game. So it's like, let me tell you the story. I walked over to the Tekken area, because I had this huge area filled with just Tekken arcade booth things. So I went over to one, because I saw this guy just casually playing, so I went across from him, because there's two booths facing each other, and then you play the guy who's across from you. So I saw an empty one across from this guy. He looked pretty bored, so I decided to play him. I thought he wasn't going to be that bad, maybe average, but he was amazing. He beat me in like a few seconds. I spent, I'm not even kidding, like $30 there trying to beat him, and I couldn't. He just looked there, smoking, sitting there, like on lunch break or something, and after I left, I was to see what he was doing, and he was just there beating the end boss in like 5 seconds. He beat it like 6 times, and then he went up and went back to work or something. It was insane. But yeah, he was really good. So continue. We saw this shop. It said Collection Shop Yamato, a model gun and U.S. surplus. And we were kind of, is this what U.S. people have? Guns and army bags and stuff? Okay. I don't have any guns, or I don't own any camouflage backpacks or anything, but I guess that is what us Americans have. That was horrible grammar. So we left that mall and then walked over, because across the street there was like this old department store. So we walked in it, and we saw 2 mannequins, which do not look Japanese at all, but we saw 2 mannequins wearing kimonos. And we walked around, wanted to see things. I saw this jacket That was $500. 49,350 yen, which is, if you're saying 100 yen to a dollar, which is $493.50, which I don't get. Why would you spend $500 in a jacket? But someone might explain to me. I don't care. So I took pictures of more expensive things, saw a nice arrangement of ties, more ties, a flower, and a rock. So we realized that nothing there would be in our price range, so we just decided to leave and go around on the streets. Walked around on the streets. I saw ants on a truck. We kept walking around the streets, and we saw another shrine. This one we didn't go into, but this one looked like any other shrine that we went to, actually. So we walked over to a bus stop, got onto a bus, and then just went back to our hotel. And that was the end of our free day in Kyoto, which was pretty fun. So next day, coming later, I'm gonna go eat some cupcakes and then go to sleep. Bye.